Coming up on Sophisticated Mom.
What he ordained. Don't listen to what is around you and what you see, and don't let a man steal, kill, and destroy what you have, because when you lean into this nonsense and these games and his inadequacies and his mistakes, you are taking that on and you are giving him control, and you are allowing him to ruin your destiny. And you have to say, not today, Satan. God did not create you for that.
Dedication, preservation, take a look inside, do your salvation, do every good work, it takes patience, like a butterfly, transformation.
What is up, guys? Sophia here, back with another video. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated on all my videos. And also don't forget to check the description box, because I always put a lot of stuff in there, including my Patreon, where I talk about all things leveling up. So right into the video show. And today I'm going to be answering a question that I actually got from someone, and I told her I was going to make a video on it because actually I get a lot of questions similar to this as a single mother. So if you guys don't know, I do have a single mom's book on Amazon. It was a bestseller in its category. I'm gonna link it in the description box. So this person actually read my book, so thank you. And then she reached out to me with the question. So I'm gonna read the question, and yeah. And so it says, I'm a 26-year-old with a 2-year-old daughter. My father's child did not come to the baby shower, and the next day I went into labor and he did not show up. He left me for his other baby mama, cut off all communication, and said me and my daughter wasn't his, and we don't talk. And my daughter is 2 years old. I get overwhelmed and sad because he doesn't talk to us. I know I need to let it go, but I have anxiety thinking about my daughter growing up asking about her dad. I want to move forward, but I can't. I wish I could. And so she wants to know what to do. When I read this question, it honestly touched my heart, for the simple fact that if you are familiar with my own personal single mother story, it was like this times 30, for real. So I definitely understand it. To me, and I'm going to stand by this to the day that I freaking die, and I don't care who feels any type of way about it in my comment section, because a lot of people who are not single mothers love to come in my comment section and tell me something about me being a single mom. But if you're thinking about doing that, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You need to go talk to these children's fathers. Don't talk to the single moms who's doing what they have to do every single day to make sure that their child is provided for. Don't talk to us. Go save your little nasty comments for them, okay? Because at the end of the day, I don't consider a man who abandoned his child. As a single mother myself, I do not understand how you can have a biological connection to someone and you treat somebody this way. And so my first advice to you is that you need to release that. It's his problem. It's his problem that he's not a man. It's his problem that he don't want to claim his daughter. And it's his problem that this wonderful child is going to grow up not knowing who he is. But I remember when God spoke this situation to me, he was like, you need to stop feeling guilty for what other people don't do. Don't think just because you are a Christian that you need to sit and allow somebody to stomp all over you and to allow them back in your life. Forgiveness is one thing. Yes, you need to forgive and you need to move on. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people like to say, oh, these fathers need to be in their lives. A child can't grow up without the father. Okay, but what happens when a father can't even raise himself? If a father's not even a man, how are you going to sit up there and have this father in somebody's life that is only going to cause destruction to your child? Because what you are doing is you are giving this person control over your destiny. He done already abandoned you and your child. Do not allow him to continue to have control over what you can and can't do. And also, I firmly believe in having it takes a tribe, right? Like you always heard that saying, it takes a tribe to raise a village to raise a child. For my son, I'm very thankful that my mother's boyfriend, my child is 11, my son is 11. My mother's boyfriend has been in his life since I think he was 2 or 3. So he has a very good connection or a good father figure in his life. He considers that like his grandfather. So it's like, you know, just because biological and DNA don't automatically make you a good fit, right? It don't. And so it's like if you have a brother or a good family or a family member or something or another that can be that example to your daughter. You would much rather have that because that is a good influence than somebody who don't want to be there. And if you watch my video, and I'm gonna put this down in the description box, how to get over your baby's daddy, I mentioned 3 specific people in the Bible, or maybe it was 2 specific people. I don't remember, but I'm gonna mention them now. I mentioned the story of Hagar when Abraham got her pregnant, and then he sent her out into the wilderness with some bread and with some water, and she sat and she cried, thinking that her and her child was going to sit up there and die because they did not have no food, they did not have no water, and was living in the wilderness. And God said, you need to get up. You need to get up. And then she opened up her eyes, and there was a well right there in front of her face, a well. Here she was about to die and cry over what was gone, over what was done to her, even though it was not right. People like to blame Hagar, but she did not ask to have sex with Abraham. He made her. And so she didn't want to. But she was put in that situation, and now he kicked her out, and now she's sitting up there at a well thinking that she's about to drown, and she can't even see the well that's in front of her. There is a well. There is something that can come out of this if you allow it. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it is difficult. Yes, there is struggle. I know what that is like. I went back to get my master's and my PhD, starting from when my son was 1 year old, getting 3 to 4 hours to sleep. There was times when I didn't even have a freaking babysitter and I had to take my son to work. I understand that struggle, but there is still a well. That stuff is what made me stronger, and that is what made me the person that I am today. And if you do let go and you allow this to build you and not break you, you will be invincible. I promise you. And then I mentioned the story of Elijah and the widow at Zarephath when it was the same thing. He showed up and was like, give me some food. And she was like, no, me and my son was about to eat this little food, and then we was going to sit up here and we was going to lay down and die. That's how much that she did not have. They was about to starve to death because she didn't have anything. But guess what? God sent somebody to her. He sent somebody to her not only so that she would have food that did not run dry during the drought, but when her son got sick and he did die, Elijah resurrected that child. That would not have happened had God not sent Elijah. And no, that widow did not expect Elijah to come. But guess what? It's like you have to believe that if you are doing the right thing by you and your child, and this is not your fault, you have to have hope in God. Because in Psalm 68 verse 5, I actually want to read, God is a father to the fatherless and the judge and the protector of widows. So whenever I think of a widow, I think of an unmarried woman. Do you think that God's going to sit up there and let you drown out and die and live your life in obscurity just because of what some no good man did to you? Nah. But you have to make the decision to move forward, because the more that you live in this place, the more that you are giving him control and her control. She probably don't care. You think that the other baby mama care? No. You think that he care? No. You think that he cares that you're sitting up there and having anxiety and depression and all this other type of stuff? No. But if you want to prove somebody wrong, you shut them up. My whole thing is like, hate on me, give me some hate. He will sit up there and call me all types of names. All the women that he messing with call me all types of names. But guess what? I done been through too much, Ma. I done did too much, and I done got up every time. And that is what makes me strong. I live in the real freaking world, and I struggled a whole bunch. So whatever you think that you're going to come from me, and whatever you think you're going to stop, is not going to happen. It's dead. And the reason why I was able to become that is because I submitted to the process and what God did. This is not a surprise to God. God formed your daughter in your womb. He knew this situation. He knew what type of man that he was going to turn out to be, and he allowed it anyway. And he didn't allow it because he wanted to break you, because he never puts more on us than what we can bear. He allowed it because he knew that somehow, some way, that adversity, perseverance, all of this brings out the strength in us if we don't allow it to defeat us, because he gives us the power of life and he gives us the power of death. And if you feed into this negativity, if you feed into the negative actions of what somebody else did, you will choose death and you will die. Your destiny will die. You won't die a literal death, but can you imagine if I was still sitting there? My son is 11, whining and pining over what somebody didn't do. I would not have anything. The fact that he did not pay child support, or that he pays his little $65 a month and claim that he don't have a job, that helped me. That said, you know what? I'm not going to sit up here and put my destiny in nobody else's hands. I'm not going to allow you to determine what I can and cannot have based on what you are and what you are not willing to pay. I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take my son, just like God told Hagar, and I'm going to make us, him and I, into a great nation. And guess what? You don't have anything to do with it. That is how you rise up, and that is how you get back. Getting down and wallowing into depression and self-pity is not going to do that. It is going to rob you of a great man that you have in the future if you do not heal. You cannot bring that damage that you have into a positive relationship. There can be a king, a good man for you, somebody who wants to give to you and your daughter, somebody who wants to be a father. Biology don't mean nothing if the person ain't, and I would say it, but you know what I mean, okay? That don't mean nothing. But there is somebody out there for you, and in the meantime, let God be her father. Let him be your husband. He can be the husband to the husbandless, and he can take you to heights that you never thought that you could go if you just submit. Don't ever let this make you think that, oh, this was made to break me. No, it's made to be your testimony. And let it be that. And in a few years, let him look back and say, dang, what was I thinking by letting this chick go? I must have overlooked something. I must have not seen something. And then you'll think in your mind, what was I ever thinking about messing with this fool? Because God done elevated your mind. It's just like the story of the prodigal son, when he was like, and I have a video on this about remembering your royal position. We are all kings and queens, and sometimes we do allow these men to use and abuse us and know they don't deserve our bodies. But just like the prodigal son, when he took his inheritance and he went out and squandered his wealth, and all of a sudden he was living out of a pot, or he was eating out of a trough that pigs eat, he was like, hold on, let me remember myself. I'm a child of a king. Let me go back home where I can have an inheritance. And I feel like when things like this happen, that's what God is telling you. Remember yourself. Come home. He has an inheritance for you. He can give you above and beyond everything that you can think and imagine if you're willing to give in. A husband, a house, money, everything that you're willing to get in. Do you think statistically that I'm supposed to be a PhD person as a single mother and a black person? Hell no. Yeah, I said hell. Hell no. Statistically, there are less than 4% of people who have a PhD. You add me being a woman onto that, and black and a single mom, I don't even know. It's probably 0.009, but yet I am here because what God ordained, nobody can take away, but you have to listen to what he ordained. Don't listen to what is around you and what you see, and don't let a man steal, kill, and destroy what you have, because when you lean into this nonsense and these games and his inadequacies and his mistakes, you are taking that on, and you are giving him control, and you are allowing him to ruin your destiny. And you have to say, not today, Satan. God did not create you for that. And when I talk like this, people are like, but Sophia, you don't understand. But I do, though. Go watch my single mom story. I do. But that's what I'm telling you. If it can be done, then if I can do it, you can do it. I lost a job when my son was a child. I know what it's like to be like that widow at Zarephath saying, I don't have no food, we might die. I get that. To be like, you know what, God, I can't handle it. I ain't got nobody here to help me. Let me go ahead and lean on the everlasting hands of the Lord. And I know exactly what it's like to see God show up, to see money come in the mail when you don't think that there's no money there, to see food come in just cause, to see him provide. You got to lean in, man. Come on. That's what God is testing our faith, to saying who you're gonna trust. You gonna trust this world, these no good people, these people who are sinful and faulty and who sit up there and do his daughter wrong? No, you forgive, but trust and believe he gonna get his, because that is how God handled his justice. But you need to go about, and you need to go about getting yours. And don't worry about what is and what isn't. God will work it out with your daughter. God will work it out in you, and he will work it out in your life if you just allow it. Trust. I promise you, whenever I speak like this, people are like, but you don't, I understand it, but you gotta work, man. So my intention to you and my encouragement to you, sister, please listen to me, because I know this pain. I promise you I know this pain. But I remember I used to sit day in and day out asking, how can I fix, change? What can I do? Nothing. There was nothing I can do to change this person. There's still nothing I can do to change this person. But I can change me though. I can take me and my son and I can do for us though. And I can keep rising higher though. And that's what I'm gonna need you to do. Yeah, it's gonna hurt for a little while. But when you truly pray and release that situation, that pain will fade. And all of this will seem like a distant memory when you have exactly what you want, exactly what God ordained you to have, exactly the man, the job, the house, the life, everything that God ordained you to have when you let go of this situation. Do not let the devil steal your joy by sitting in this anxiety, depression, because that's exactly what he wants. Don't do it, girl. I know I get serious about this because I'm passionate. And don't think that just because I'm like passionate that I don't feel your pain, because I do. But I'm telling you this because I feel your pain. And I'm telling you this because I know where it will lead if you stay where you're at. And I know where it will lead if you come out of it and go forward to where you need to be. Amen. Amen. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can definitely follow me on Facebook and you can send it into my inbox, and I will certainly try to post more videos like this where I can get to your questions. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And my heart goes out to all you single mothers who are going with this situation. And my heart prays that you go into a better future. And I know that that can happen. Don't let these men steal your joy and rob you of your crown and make you think you not worth nothing. Don't let it happen, because that's just simply not true. All right, guys. See you guys another day, another time.